Raina Florence, it's Ellie here. So yeah, MJ, turn this down. I'm just gonna preface this, let y'all know I'm okay. I just have a headache today. So it's been a ever since last night thing, darn near 24 hours sort of thing. So that's just what I'm dealing with personally. So my apologies if my energy is just kinda off putting or whatever, you know. I do have a headache right now. Moon cycle stuff. So I wanted to, well, I was called to do this because I don't like making these types of videos. Videos like this attract a lot of individuals who are very much against occult like practices and knowledge, information, and wisdom. And that's not directly who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to people who are enlightened and they know what's going on. However, they're facing this imbalance of what's going on in the matrix versus what's actually happening spiritually that affects the matrix. And so, what do I even mean by that? All right. We comprehend and understand that we have duality in this reality. I'm not talking about masculine, feminine. I'm talking about when you can go to sleep, have a dream, have experiences, and that literally depicts what happens in your everyday actual life the very next day, and if not the very next day, then very soon after. And that's not so much like premonition of it being like, oh, I predicted the situation might happen. No, just in your dream state, it's very relevant to what happens in your real life. Okay, so why don't people like dream about things that are just completely off topic, things that are completely irrelevant, things that make no sense ever? Why aren't those the dreams, and why is reality reality? Because they're the exact same thing. A person who thinks that New Age is fake is afraid. It's not about being misinformed, it's about being afraid. They have a fear of the fact that things that they see in the spirit realm or in their dream state are actually real and actually apply to their real life, and that worries them because sometimes things are dark. And when you are heavily, this isn't even like a religious thing, even people who say that they have no belief, saying that they're an atheist, they also have these same beliefs of, well, if it's dark, then it's irrelevant. And it's like, no, that's not true. Sometimes the darkness has to come to the surface in order for us to address a lot of things. And so, honestly, a lot of us already know this as far as New Age not being new at all. It's a lot of old practices being refurbished and brought back to the surface so that a lot of us who have, whether we've been indoctrinized, whether we have been put through whatever types of systems, a lot of us were put through PTSD or CPTSD in order to convert to whatever sort of situation that would diminish our spiritual connection with the Most High, whether that is through a religion. That I'm not saying that all religion is bad as far as having a structured spiritual system. That's what religion is for, is to have a structured spiritual system, because not everybody's going to keep up their routines. Like, I could have my ancestor altar and know and hear when they call me. Some people do need to have a routine of when they connect with their ancestors on their altar, or they need to schedule their cleansing sessions. And like, some people need that structure, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with the religion. The problem with religion is when they diminish the spiritual aspect. So let's take the Christian church, for example, since that's the largest example that we have in the world right now. The Christian church has made it to where even prophetic people are not allowed in the church in order to speak directly from what God is saying and speak to the people. They're not allowed to prophesy. The apostolic individuals are not allowed to reside over the pastor in the church, because the pastor is this figure, this person, to have a whole lot of power. That defeats the purpose of the religion. The religion is there to serve God. The religion is there to serve the collective, the congregation. But now it's made into this symbolism of they think they're serving God when it's all about the pastor and about the church building itself. And that defeats the purpose of their religion, which is very hypocritical according to what's written in the Bible that they teach every Sunday. Every week they talk about the same book of the same character who flipped tables because the Pharisees were doing the very thing that they are currently doing right now in this everyday reality. And they're so blind to it because of the religious indoctrination. So they'll see something like this, or they'll see a book like this. This is my ebook, #New Age Investing, where I teach people who are spiritual how to align their lives and actually ground their spirituality into this third dimensional matrix so we can get ahead as a people. They'll see something like that and call it demonic because they just don't get it and they're afraid. They could be struggling financially and literally be like, oh, well, that's demonic, so I'm not going to read it. When I wrote it specifically so everybody will be able to comprehend it and be like, oh, okay, so this is what that scripture was talking about. Or, oh, okay, so when Yeshua was doing those miracles and he was doing things like that, that's how he applied it to his everyday life. Even when I talk about things like kingdom entrepreneurship, that is something predominantly Christians use in this space, that terminology. However, the divine collective is the kingdom. That's what that is. The people who are doing the work in order to raise the vibration of the frequency of this planet and the planes that reside outside of this planet that we're able to access now. That's what the divine collective is. That's the kingdom. And so instead of taking that and being able to apply it to things like the New Testament, which is New Age, that's the thing. Like, I've read the entire New Testament. Most Christians have never read the entire New Testament. I've read the entire New Testament and almost half of the Old Testament. Most Christians will never achieve that. And that is one of the issues. So I'm not here to just like bang the head on Christians. That's not what I'm saying. I do want to speak to the spiritual community as well. Let me say what's up to you guys. I see y'all in the comments. King Monte said, peace, goddess. That's great. I do not speak on Robe, but free him. That's great. I'm aware of the fact that his trial starts today. He said, facts. Yeah, for sure. Derek Kellum said, greetings, Sovereign Empress, peace, love, prosperity, health, and wealth to you and your loved ones. You as well, greatly appreciate you. Allah Ma'at said, peace and blessings to you as well. Zen said, hope you're referring to the people when you say New Age is fake. Hope you're referring to the people. I mean, you don't come in here with your assumptions and saying stuff like that. You have to listen to what I'm saying. You jumped in without listening to the context of the conversation we're having here. So now, talking about the actual spiritual community with the people who claim to be spiritual or New Age. Harlem said, hey, let's go, Harlem. So the people who do claim to be New Age and part of things like occult practices and being in tune with spirituality in a deeper way than congregating at a place, whether that be Muslim or whether that be Buddhist or whether that be Christian or even Hebrew Israelite camps and stuff like that. You know, I know being a Hebrew Israelite is not a religion, but a lot of people, like, they're basically copying the same things that a lot of Christians do, even when it comes to the context of New Age. They don't have a full comprehension that being a Hebrew Israelite is New Age, because that is an old practice and an old comprehension of self-identity that has been brought back to the forefront that a lot of our people were stripped from. We didn't know what the 12 tribes of Israel were. We didn't know about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being our actual lineage. We didn't know that. So that is New Age. That is an old practice that has been brought back to this age and that we're now aware of. So now we know. I remember, like, this, don't freak out when I bring up celebrities, but I remember when a lot of people in the black community were complaining and they were like, I don't know why Cardi B is such a big deal in the black community, blah, 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 blah. She's Latina. She's a goddess. That's why she's so popular in the black community. Plus, I think she's half black, but regardless, she's predominantly Latina, which still makes her a goddess. She is still Israel. And so Matrix people were confused about that, whereas if someone was enlightened and they had that information already, they would already know, like, no, she's one of us. You know, that's not something that we should be appalled by. But because we've been indoctrinated and so heavily misinformed by these indoctrination institutions, whether that be churches or that be public school systems, nobody would know that. We see black, we see Latino, we see Native American, and categorize them differently when we're all the same people. Even certain Asiatic cultures, those are us. And we haven't made that full transition into brotherhood yet. And so when I speak on the spiritual community, like people who claim to already know these things and to practice these things and whatnot, New Age is real. A lot of New Age people are fake. A lot of people who claim that this is what they do in life, they may buy some sage here and there. They may buy some crystals here and there. They might even meditate every once in a while. They are not for the divine collective. They are energy harvesters. They loosh people's energies. They intentionally use things like divination and occult practices to hurt people. That's not new, and that's the reason that a lot of people stayed away from the occult and, clung on to whatever religion they were participating in. However, that's what this stuff was like started on. You would know like a dark witch or a warlock because that's what they're doing. That you go to the witch doctor and you bring somebody you bring them a lock of somebody's hair, and it's like, I want you to prevent this person from achieving this, and then they'll do some spells and blah blah blah. And that's what that evil witch doctor would do. Whereas people like myself, I wouldn't consider myself to be a witch doctor. However, I do know about certain things concerning like kitchen witchery, where it's like, people who cook and they cook things like soul food. I'm from Memphis, so that's like a really big thing from where I'm from, cooking soul food. That's kitchen witch practices. And so it's like, okay, I want you to make me a nice meal. All right. Not only is the food going to taste good, it's going to make you feel good and you're going to be happy afterward. It may not be as deep as helping you ascend spiritually or anything specific like that. It's a mood changer, which is a vibration increasing sort of attribute, basically, or like a trait. So it helps to increase the frequency. It helps to increase your individual vibration, which will have its ripple effect. But I'm like, it's different if it's like, okay, I'm going to make you a special tea, and then I'm going to put this type of herbs in the tea, and then I'm going to mix the tea 3 times, and then I'm going to cleanse it with some sage, and then I'm going to leave it out in the sun, and then I'm going to reheat it the next day. Like, that's a different level of kitchen magic. And that probably could go into the category of being a witch doctor. That is not something I claim to be. I'm just saying, for example, I am able to do that. But the thing about a lot of these new age love and light, unity, peace people, they are just liars. And some of them are not lying. They are just confused. They're very, very confused. And so many people have such a huge ego, and they haven't done enough shadow work, which is something that is not talked about enough. I thought that it was a common thing to know about shadow work. I thought it was a common thing to know about soul searching. I thought that was the basis of spirituality, where a lot of people just want to manifest stuff. They just want to get stuff. And they just want to be happy-go-lucky in this matrix. And that's not even how this works. That's not even how this works. You have to realize, first of all, what you did as a person. I'm not a perfect person. When I got on my spiritual walk, I had to address the things that I had done in my past. I'm a relatively young person, so I didn't have that much in my physical life that I had to, look at. However, You have to look at things like your ancestry. For black people, is a whole different story because we have to look at before slavery. Okay, so like when it comes to white people, they have to clear out their ancestral karma because of the slave trade. They don't really have too much, like, they, like that whole colonizer thing, that's like their only thing. And that's public record. Everybody knows about the whole colonizer thing. So it's really easy for them to find what happened and be able to correct it. Black people, we got so many secrets. We have so much hush hush, keep it in this house, or don't call the police. Like the whole thing with black people not calling the police on each other because we know what happens when black people encounter police or when they go to jail and stuff like that. At the same time, enabling narcissistic and abusive behavior within the family. I've been a victim of that as well. So I'm not just speaking in general, where it's like, oh yeah, I've had to sacrifice calling the police for my own safety because I didn't want my black relative to get in trouble. But they deserved it though. That's a whole different set of generational curses that white people simply don't have to deal with. So this is new age. New age is not woo woo, sparkle sparkle. We got crystals and we look so good. Yeah, we do look good. We do. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. We do look good. However, it takes a lot to look this good. I went through some roughness. I went through some extreme roughness. It was very, very, very rough when I had my beginning of my awakening. I'm going to go into this a little bit, but when I got deep into my awakening, I was introduced through business. So when you get into business and entrepreneurship, you're going to hear people say things like scripting, write down your goals, write down your affirmations. You're going to talk about mirror magic. They don't call it mirror magic, but that's exactly what it is. When you speak these things to yourself in the mirror, listening to subliminals, listening to high frequency beats, and listening to things like affirmations, whether you make your own, you record your voice, or you listen to pre-recorded ones by other people and you sleep to them, or you just listen to them while you're reading, working out, whatever. And there's something else, just having a vision board. That's a really, really big one. Visualizations, having a vision board, and different things like that. That's how I was introduced to this head on. Because we already do these things, we're just not consciously doing them with the intention of manifesting something specific. And again, the entities that are in charge currently, they know this, which is why they structure things in certain ways. So that's why advertising is the way that it is. That's why marketing is the way that it is. And that is why mainstream media is the way that it is. This stuff's not new. None of this new age stuff is new age stuff. It's just old practices that are being brought to the forefront and being taught at an elementary level. This stuff wasn't being taught at an elementary level for the masses. This was closed practice. This is our family's practice only, which is not a bad thing. I see the importance of that. However, like, we're in a state right now where a lot of people really need to know this stuff right now. Age of Aquarius type energy. But even with that, I'll get into astrology in a minute. But dealing with the shadow work of being an indigenous being is a practice in itself. So I got introduced through business and manifested a lot. I'm talking about manifested a lot. Okay? And it was great. However, the shadow work wasn't done. So once I completed my shadow work, that ended up losing the business. And I was in a relationship at the time, so that particular person, we're no longer together anymore. Like got married out of high school type energy. Like that was supposed to be the thing for my life. And now it's gone. And it's like, okay, so by me cleansing myself, I had to release my old life. I had to release everything. So did it delete what I was able to manifest? Not at all. It just made it to where I do things differently and I shift my perspective on seeing it now. So I went through those experiences. I wrote a few books about it. and I was able to profit off of it and able to build a business and build a brand based off of those experiences. That's for my entrepreneur stuff. And for over here, for my growth and ascension journey, this channel here is for me documenting my journey and sharing that with other people as well, because everybody goes through this. Like, people even deny that they're going through it. Like, the person I was in a relationship with, after successfully manifesting with me, like we were manifesting together, I had brought up soul searching because they were talking about a person who was going through a lot of problems. So I was like, oh yeah, they just need to, do some soul searching. And he was like, oh, well, that doesn't work. And it's like, buddy, we're driving in a car that we manifested together. What are you talking about? And people will see this stuff happen in front of their own two eyes, like telepathic communication. You will literally be thinking something and the other person will say it consistently, not one time, not a couple of fluke times, consistently, daily, and still deny that it's happening. People are continuously being brainwashed. That's why you have the phrase, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And then you also have, like, guard your minds, guard your hearts. And even when it comes to things like the what's it called, the full armor of God, the way I interpret that is aligning all your chakras. So you have the root chakra, you got the shoes of peace, then you got the sacral chakra, you got the, what is it, the belt of, is it the belt of truth? Then you got the solar plexus, which is the the breastplate is the heart chakra. It's the sword of truth. Yeah. What's the belt? I forgot what the belt was. You got the breastplate of righteousness, which is the heart. You have the shield of faith. Pretty sure, is that the yeah, that's the solar plexus. I forgot what the belt was. And then you got, what's the throat chakra? I'm gonna have to skip the throat chakra real quick. And then you got the helmet of salvation, which is the crown chakra and the third eye chakra. So by fully aligning your chakras and putting on the full armor of God, then that allows you to be in full balance as a person, as a being. And when it comes to things like religious texts or ancient spiritual texts, people take it for the absolute direct words that they are without being able to see it multidimensionally. So by me being able to see things multidimensionally, it's like, oh, okay, so by putting on the full armor of God and being able to align all my chakras, I can activate my Merkaba. So by me activating my Merkaba and being able to activate my full light body and being able to travel in the astral realms and multidimensional realms, that means not only am I protected by the Most High God, I am also able to utilize this energy for whatever I'm doing in the Matrix. And that's just like too much for people sometimes. I said that very, very simply. That passage is Ephesians, is it 9 and 13? The full armor of God. It's in Ephesians for sure. I think it's 9 and 13. And you could just look up the chakra system. And you can just look at it and be like, whoa, that makes sense. And it's really not that deep, but people make it really, really deep because there's been this religious war going on for so long. And that defeats the whole purpose of what was this country built on, religious freedom. Like, obviously everything in this country is backward and hypocritical, so no, it's not going to be welcome to have religious freedom. Because if it was, they wouldn't push certain narratives so hard. Nor would they ignore the fact that even in the religion of Christianity specifically, we'll talk about it specifically, the depiction is incorrect. The Bible itself tells us that Yeshua looked exactly like me. Like my skin color, this is bronze right here. This is copper. So it's like a bronzy color. So this is a little bit darker than me. So he looked like me with woolly hair. Not somebody who looks like the picture that is sprayed around every Christian everything. Yet, through that religion, they still haven't corrected the very basics of who he is as a person. He's from the tribe of Judah. Who's the tribe of Judah? That's my big brother by bloodline. And so then, even when it comes to things like recognizing yourself as Israel and looking at the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hebrew Israelites will get the Bible and they will read passages like lean not on your own understanding, do not practice divination, like the astrologers and the diviners and readers cannot save you and stuff like that, without taking into context everything is important. They have yet, majority of them have yet to realize that astrology is just the correct calendar. That is proven by Hebrew. The first month of the year is not January. The first month of the year is Aries, which is Abib, Hebrew in the Bible, which is the springtime. That's biblically proven. And now you're seeing more of it now, where a lot of them are realizing that we have to pay attention to things like the new moon and the full moon cycles. Now we have to pay attention to things like the blood moons, because it's biblically proven. And they haven't read, yes, the blood moon. They haven't done enough Bible reading to be able to get out of their own religious construct. They'll say so many things about, oh, well, don't participate in tarot and don't participate in the occult and stuff like that. Stop it. And they'll completely omit and ignore the scriptures, where many people had to consult oracles and were divinely guided to do so by the Most High. It's the English language trips people up. They'll say things like, do not go to a tarot reader, but they will not acknowledge the fact that they were specifically asked to go to prophets, prophetesses, and oracles. And many of them were instructed to practice divination. Everybody is not supposed to practice divination in the exact same way. And then you have the tribe of Levi, which is the royal priesthood, who are supposed to practice divination. Stop it. I'm not surprised that happened. My son is part of the tribe of Levi, so he had to make himself known. And so, like, when it comes to the different lineages, you can look it up yourself. I'm Native American on both my dad and my mom's side, especially on my mom's side. Eskimo and Choctaw Native American. And my son has lineage from Chicago. Many individuals from the city of Chicago, Illinois, have Haitian blood. So with them coming from the Haitian bloodline, that is the tribe of Levi. That's why the people who live in New Orleans, and they come from Haiti, a lot of them, and France and stuff like that, that's what that is. That's why they're so powerful magically. It's part of their bloodline. This ain't like, it's not new age. It just is what it is. So when people say things along the lines of like, don't practice witchcraft, it's evil, they are lacking the comprehension that you can use things like magic for good. Everything is magic. This is magic. How I have my hair is magic. Me wearing this bracelet is magic. Me wearing even this is magic. Because I am neutral at this moment. I could be wearing any other color. I could be wearing any other style of clothing. I could look any other type of way, and it would affect the viewer and myself. It's magic. That's why McDonald's is yellow and red. It's the root chakra and the solar plexus. The root chakra bringing you to your lowest vibration, and the yellow chakra to make you feel joyful by eating their poisonous food. Everybody knows McDonald's is poisonous, yet they have millions of customers daily. Magic. How can somebody know that they're being poisoned and still go do it? Magic. Manipulation. Okay, I'm gonna read y'all's comments and then I'm gonna get into the next part of what we're doing. MJ, stop it. I'm gonna have to get you to go to the other room if you're gonna keep doing that. Okay, Zen said, okay, enlightened my friend. Harlem said, love crystals you wearing. Gratitude. Zen said, those are black mages. Yeah, I used to eat meat, but I'm vegan now and I feel a lot better than ever before. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, a lot of people make fun of vegans, and I do very, very heavy vegan fasting, and they don't get it. They'll just be like, oh my God. Like, even the reason that they make fun of vegans is weird. It's like, oh my God, you love animals. Yeah. But that's not even the reason I do it. I love animals, but I'll still eat some chicken, bro. Like, don't even. Regardless of that, though, when you cleanse your body, it's about cleansing the body. The more chlorophyll you ingest in your body, the cleaner you are as a person. So it's like, oh, all you eat is salad. First of all, not true. Second of all, what's wrong with eating salad? Like, it's just really funny. Known. Oh, Crown Heart said, talk that talk. Indian Bill of Rights, 1968, fake as fuck. Not you. Okay. Indian Bill of Rights. I'm not familiar with that particular bill. I'll have to do my research. Zen said, I respect your belief though, Ellie, even if we don't agree on everything. That's what spirituality is. Crown Heart said, but this system. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. RS YouTube said, I see that in Caribbean people life as well. I feel like everybody got stuff that we go through. We just don't see it outside in public. 111. So when I say black people and I say Israel, like the gods and goddesses, Caribbean people, y'all us. Like, that's not, like, just because we live in different locations, Jamaicans, Caribbeans, Haitians, Cubans, people in South America, like, we're all the same people. So yeah, like, a lot of the same things happen in different cultures. We speak different languages, but we the same people. We come from the same bloodline of individuals, and then we could take it even further. We come from the same galactic star systems, and that's the thing they really don't want us to get. They don't want us to unite in the third dimensional matrix, because we will figure out our cosmic ancestry, which is what we're getting to with this new age stuff. Rebecca Town said, today is my birthday. Happy solar return, Big Leo. Okay. Chosen Outcast said, get them likes up, y'all, just watching. Oh, I appreciate you. Okay. Mr. King Draco 101 said, just basically Wonder Woman. I mean, basically Wonder Woman, you know what I'm saying? Judah real, yes, everything, all that's real. I don't know, like, I know, like, in Africa you have the tribe Igbo. They're Igbo. That's the tribe of Gad. So, you know, I don't know all the tribes. You can look up your own maps. The Hebrew Israelites argue darn near worse than Christian people do. So you can just get a variety of maps and look at where they're located and see the lineages that are associated with it, and then read your Bible to see all the brothers that were related to, or that were the children of Israel. Okay, so yeah, Abraham, Isaac, well, the children of Jacob before he was turned to Israel. And then the daughter, Dina, like, her story is insane. And nobody talks about that. Again, with the whole keep it in this family and we're not going to talk about it. Like, her story is insane. She literally got assaulted by this one dude. And then her dad was like, you know what, okay. But then he realized after, he was like, you know what, I like this woman, I want to marry her. Then he went to her dad and was like, I want to marry your daughter, I assaulted her, but I still want to marry her. And he was like, okay. And then they set some stuff up. And then her brothers, the 12 tribes, they were like, is this nigga for real? So then they went Montgomery Brawl on his ass, and then they killed everybody in the, in the town. It's not funny. But that's what happened. That's them generational curses where it's like, Dina, she was really just trying to have a good time. She wasn't trying to be on no spicy hot girl summer. She was probably hot, and what she wanted to do was just go chill with the girls. It literally says in the Bible she was trying to see the ladies of the town. She was just trying to get crunk with the girlies. That's all she was trying to do. And some dude, same shit that happens today, in today's time, the exact same thing happened. Some dude was like, oh, you're looking good, and then snatched her up. And it's just like, why can't we just get over this as a people? What's the problem? But anyway, Willie Evans said, I am Blackfeet Ellie. That's dope. That's dope. I gotta send you a message on Instagram. I had seen what you got going on. Congratulations. Mr. King Draco 101 said, aren't you what your mother is? So it's it can go both. Like, I know that people only like to pull from their ancestry on one particular parent side. I don't believe that, honestly. I fully believe that it is important to know the lineage of both of your parents, because it's like, take things like genetics, right, where you may have certain health ailments and different things like that that might run on one particular family member's side. You still have to know about that health ailment, whether it came from your dad or your mom, regardless of anything. So I know people have their different beliefs about that. I'm very family oriented regardless. I believe it's important to know both, because you have those attributes from both. He said, bada cannibalism. If that's how you see it, bro. Willie Evans said, it's something about chicken that I can't get rid of. I'm gonna still eat fried chicken. Honestly, because here's the thing too. What's it called? Factory farms. Factory farms, insane. There's no reason for people to eat the amount of chicken that they eat and to treat animals in the way that they treat them. That's totally wrong. No, farmers, if you pick your own chickens out, you raise them, and you get your own eggs, and you butcher your own animals, I feel like that's fine. I don't see an issue with that, because you're taking care of the animals and you're not treating Mother Gaia with a whole bunch of disrespect. When you treat animals with disrespect, not eating them, I'm talking about keeping them in small spaces where they're not able to live and grow. You're feeding them bullcrap. Like, we get fed poison, they get fed poison. All that happens. Yeah, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. But we can go back into ancient civilizations where they were eating meat. Like, that's not new. Now, where it comes to being a raw vegan and eating only things that grow and not cooking your food at all, now that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation versus, vegan fasting, or like just eating healthy. So if you're only going to eat things that are not cooked at all, you're in an entirely different category of people. Whereas somebody can do vegan fasting or vegetarian fasting and they still eat cooked food. There's a big difference between having a vegetable mix and some stir fry. You know what I'm saying? Big difference. The vegetable mix, nice salad, maybe some dressing if you want that. The stir fry, you can put some chicken in there. All you gotta do is take the chicken out if you're gonna be vegan. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I don't eat pork at all. Like, everybody should be over pork. pork tastes good, but we should be over it. Like, that's crazy. Like, no, we should all be over that. But when it comes to the lighter foods, like turkey, chicken, fish, like pescatarian, you know, and like I dabble in beef every once in a while. When it comes to stuff like that, those are cleaner and leaner meats, and everything should be done in moderation. I don't think we should have meat every day. I did not eat any meat today. Yeah, I had like a little bit of chicken, but it was leftovers from last night. That's different. But as far as cooking my meal, I did not cook any chicken today. Like, that's not something we should do every single day, sort of thing. But yeah, this all goes into the topic of new age. Like, this stuff is not new. And even with people being on this health kick, it's like people look at different lifestyles so weird because, like, it's darn near everything about new age is demonized, including the health factor. Oh, well, I want to be vegan because, oh, you're a hippie. Well, maybe I am a hippie. Why is that a bad thing? You know? What did you say? Hold on. Okay, Zen said, and the color blue sends theta waves to the brain and keep your throat chakra closed because you're drowsy and tired. It can have the reverse effect because the throat chakra is blue. It's light blue. So this book here, I color coded it with light and dark blue, so that's third eye and throat chakra. But yeah, like using all that type of magic intentionally, you can use it to block someone's chakra even though it's used to be cleared or used to raise the vibration of it. Hog77 said, do you like white men? Yo. You wildin'. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. I will entertain your question because this can be related to the whole new age topic too. With the whole, you know, only date within your culture, only date within your bloodline. Listen. I grew up at a white school, so like most of my crushes growing up were white guys. However, there was like no dating for real. Not for real. Because they families wasn't really gonna have that. Like, it just was, it didn't matter how smart I was. I was honor roll student, straight A's, excellent conduct, good at sports. I had everything necessary that would be considered like good girlfriend quality, but that wasn't even gonna happen. Then I got older, and like my type, I'm not gonna get into it too much. But as I got older and I started intentionally hanging around more black people, it was like, okay, and I realized, like, you know, what I like and stuff like that. I did have one white boyfriend, and I had one mixed boyfriend, but he didn't look white at all. You couldn't tell that he was mixed. He looked like a light-skinned dude. And so I'll say it like this. Now that I know who I am, I will not intentionally date a white male. See, I couldn't even get that out. Man, I said man and male at the same time. I would not intentionally date a white male. Not intentionally, no. However, if he's mixed, that's okay. That's fine. But if he's just white, can't do it. That's bringing in a whole, like, I've done so much shadow work as a person, and I just feel like if I invite a white person into my space of being, that will be so much extra shadow work that I just don't feel like doing. I can deal with black shadow work. Black people's shadow work is fine. I can deal with that. I can deal with Native American shadow work. I can deal with Latino shadow work. I can do that. White people shadow work, I ain't doing it. I'm getting paid to do that. I am not going to intentionally put myself in a situation where I got to do white people shadow work unless the dude's mixed. If he's mixed and he's indigenous and white, I'll make an exception. But no. That's too funny. Mr. King Draco said Caribbean is our walk, I believe. I'd reckon we're Atlanteans at the root of it all, though, for those in the Americas. I feel that. Car Divine said, "Where do Africans come from? Specifically, Nigerians. Gratitude." As far as the tribes, I have no idea. I just know that that particular tribe that I mentioned earlier, the Igbo individuals, they come from the tribe of Gad. Now, all of Africa, I do not know. I could not tell you. Michael Johnson said, "Hey Ellie, just checking in with you. What's up? What's good?" Mr. King Draco said, "Sumerians is Africa-ish, brother. UK brothers and sisters, Tartarians, Australian like Lumerians. Oh yes, yes, that's that star system. Yeah." Yo, this troll. This is a new troll I got on my page, y'all. Like this is really interesting because the thing about like regular trolls are just people who randomly comment things, but this is a person who's very persistent about trying to push a narrative that just isn't. So this troll, their name is JC, and he said, "You still crying about reparations? I have never asked for reparations ever." Like, for myself personally, I'm gonna be straight up. Like, my bloodline, like, we own property. Like, we got our reparations. You know, the whole reparations thing was 40 acres and a mule. My family got more than that. So, like, it just be throwing me off, like, that this person continues to show up when that's not even the topic of what I'm ever talking about ever. It's like, what, like, I made a video the other day called 2025, how I'm going to be on social media. This is why. People's brains are messed up. Like, how are you a person saying this? Like, you don't even make any sense. Like, I have never talked about getting reparations. Yet, this person continues to come to my channel when I'm going live specifically to comment about reparations when I don't talk about asking for reparations. People be tweaked, bro. And this is the thing about, like, New Age being fake. It's the people. You can't find my channel unless you're on a certain algorithm. I'm not in a regular YouTube algorithm. You gotta be into some spiritual stuff. This video says New Age, bruh. Like, this isn't a regular video. Like, dude has to, I don't know if he subscribed to me or not, but, like, dude had to find my channel and know what I'm about to be able to repeatedly come back several times. It's weird. But anyway. Willie said only. Okay, Willie ever said only in whole food, organic chicken, or independent meat butcher store. Yeah, I'm not on that level all the way yet, but, like, trust me, when my shit gets straight, like that's the thing too. Like, if people, you gotta drive around and you gotta find local farmers market. I just found a local farmers market that's like 2 minutes from my house. So you gotta find these places and see when they're open, how they operate, if other gardeners are able to come and bring their food, other farmers. You gotta talk to farmers independently. Like, you know, and one of the videos that's older on my channel, we had went to Mississippi and we had went to this one farmer's farm and we saw his cows, and he has some other animals too, but we mostly just saw his cows. And so you gotta get to know these people in person if you're not doing it yourself with the meat. Like, I'm not doing meat by myself yet, but when it comes to other vegetables and fruits that you don't grow, you got to know the people who do got them, and you got to know the people who do the meat if you still choose to eat meat. Like, it be blowing me how complicated people make these things, and then I'll post a video about it. People be like, "Oh, it's real." Yes, it's real. Like, there are people who grow food and there are people who raise animals. Well, livestock. Zen said, "We really shouldn't be eating meat at all. We're light beings. Meat makes the avatar heavy, which makes it harder to ascend." Smart, but I know you were always smart. Yeah. But yeah, like, the meat thing is I feel like that's a choice. Like, it's a lifestyle choice. Like I said, I went 30 days vegan. I started doing 30-day vegan fasts in 2020. Was it 2020 or 2021? I tested it out in 2020, and then I went full force with the 90 days straight in 2021. So, like whether a person is intentionally decreasing or they're taking that time out for themselves, it's like, listen, my ascension ain't hurting with a couple of pieces of chicken. I'm good. I'm fine. But it depends on the person. So you are right. It does prevent certain beings from ascending in certain ways. However, like I know people who are like they don't eat nothing. I wish I was joking, but no, like literally like fruitarians who will eat one fruit specifically for like a month straight. I'm not more spiritual or enlightened than them, but we can have conversations and be on the same level. Even when I have eaten meat every day for a week, which I don't do often, but just for example, if I have done that, like we could still be not necessarily on the same exact vibration. We might have some differences, but it's like I will not completely just miss what they're talking about. So it really depends on the person and how you're monitoring yourself. But yeah, I've always been smart. Like everybody in my family is college educated. I just chose not to go to college because there's nothing for me to get a degree in for me to be successful in it. Like I teach people about real estate investing. There's no degree for real estate investing. None. Mr. King Draco said, I just don't believe we ate meat, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains. I just don't believe we ate meat, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. That's all that exists. I just don't believe we ate meat, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains. What does that mean? Like, are you talking about the breatharians, the people who they survive off of water and air? Is that what you're talking about? I'm not finna go that deep. Not in this video. Like we're keeping it not surface level. We are going deep, but I'm not finna go into breatharianism. I'm not doing that. Not in this video. Maybe in the future, but not right now. Glad you detoxed from that relationship. Yeah, for sure. Like it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary. Not reparations, just absolution. Okay. Reality Films said religions are shattered pieces of the truth. We have to decode the books, not take them literally. Understanding protects you from being a committed follower. Hashtag universal principles. Facts. Everything you said. Everything you said. Mr. King Draco said, you already know who it is behind the computer screen, LOL. No, I don't. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. How would I know who that is? Because, for one thing, I'm not finna try to tap into the consciousness of the person spiritually just to figure out who that is. If a person gotta troll my page and wait till I go live to try to bother me every time I go live, like, that's a sad-ass individual. Like, that's weird. So, the last thing I need to do is try to figure out who's hiding behind a fake page. I do not know who that is. If you want to tell me, sure, but I don't know who it is. Then said, LMFAO, if you balance out meat and fruit, you should be fine. Yeah. Fruit and vegetables, for sure. Mr. King Draco said, I meant we just ate fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains. I just didn't separate meat from my typing habits. I don't use proper sentence structure. Oh, okay. I mean, historically, we did. Like, maybe in the before, yeah, sure. We didn't eat the animals at all. For sure. But in recent history, before even, like, the colonization and things, when you go back into the tribes, you have things like dried out meats and jerky. That was created by the Native Americans. Or practiced by the Native Americans and stuff like that. So, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, it is in our history to eat meat. And it's not a requirement either. That's the thing. That's why I said it's a choice. Like, it really is a choice. Zen said, we always ate fruits and vegetables, even back in the day. Facts. He's an agent, Ellie. I think that's what he means. I don't know if he meant in general an agent or the exact person that he might think it is. I don't know. But regardless, someone has to do that, that's just sad in their life. Pharaoh's Ghost, much gratitude for the $9.99 donation. Say, I see you. I see you too. Much gratitude. And so, yeah, you guys. Oh yeah, so the next thing I wanted to do, if there's no more comments for me to read, I'm going to read this passage from my ebook. And like the thing the thing that gets me, that's the most funny, is like the people who are in the spiritual community who, like, you know, they'll talk to me directly, right? Like, we'll have DM conversations, we'll meet in person and stuff like that, and they'll like verbalize whatever they want to talk about and change, or they want to do this and do that, and I'll come up with a solution, and then they just be like, no, and then, you know, like, it's not, I'm okay with the person not talking to me anymore. The thing is, people start blocking me, and then they start doing smear campaigns. They start talking about me bad and crazy to anybody that they get to know, thinking that, you know, they might be important or something like that. And I just, first of all, I don't care at all as far as who they think they're talking bad about me to. It's just like, sometimes they'll get into whatever social circle I'm in and try to make all those people not be my friend anymore. Sometimes it works. And it's like, so this is what's going on. So then I wrote this ebook to help people, like, not be so caught up in what's going on, like, in the community with people, so they will be able to actually do things in their actual life. Because a lot of people got stuck on the internet. They got stuck on, like, watching videos. They got stuck on being in the comment section. They got stuck on things like creating group chats, and like, they think they've replaced the actual concept of building with people with gossip groups. That goes for males and females. And for some reason, like with the males, it happened like a lot surrounding me for some reason. I don't know. Like, one of the Hebrew Israelite dudes was like, I think all these guys talk about you because they want to get with you. I'm like, who are you talking about? You're 40. Like, bro, aren't you like 40? Aren't you like pushing 40? Isn't your friend like 46? Why are y'all talking about me? Mr. King Draco, oh, it was at Zen. I'll just say racially motivated. Oh, saying it's not one of us? Yeah, probably so. Pharaoh's Ghost said, I can see a lot of us spiritual seekers on one stream, one live. Like, nah, did they just clip out what I said? No, Pharaoh, yo, I just read your comment. They just clipped that out. See, they be doing that on purpose. What you said was very powerful and profound. And I will read it again, because they ain't stopping nothing, because I was finna expound on that. See what they be doing, y'all? Anyway, Pharaoh's Ghost says, I can see a lot of us spiritual seekers on one stream, one live together, speaking for us as a totality one day. So while that can happen, while that can be true, I believe we're going to be in person. So maybe it is being streamed, but even you see what just happened right there on the screen, and they trying to interrupt what we got going on. No, we're going to have to get a big crowd. 10,000 people at least in the crowd. And then have a good amount of us on stage speaking. Take it back old school. We're going to get some real conferences going on. Hand out real resources and materials for people to utilize. You know, whether I'm giving these books away or I'm selling them there. And everybody had their resources. But, you know, this was a custom item that I ordered from some teenagers. They could sell their stuff there. Like, we have a really good setup. But like I was mentioning earlier, like, a lot of the people who are in these communities, they try to tear us down. And it's like, that can happen. We can achieve that. But we all have to be on one accord first. That's the only thing with that. Like, doing it online is great. But I feel like a lot of us really just got stuck online and stopped doing things physically in person. it's a beautiful thing. It's an absolutely beautiful thing for all of us to share whatever messages we have, whether it's like people like me being an example of whatever like feminines have, struggles, getting into their energy of having an online business or having their own business in general, instead of going to a corporate job or going to any other job outside of the home, doing things like cooking meals that are healthy, that are vegan, growing a garden, having a homestead, growing a farm if they have enough land to do it, homeschooling, like, stuff like that. I sell my homeschool kits or I give some away. And then you have the guys, you have the males who come in and give the masculines that structure that they need to be like, hey, wake up. This is how we, take charge and have order within our units of whatever family dynamic we have. Like, I definitely see that happening. Now, how soon? I don't know. I don't know. No, for real, they did that on purpose. Okay, let me focus. Hold on. Zen said, Mr. King Draco, that would be the case too. The racists been at an all-time high. These two, man, they mad because of the Montgomery situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did a reading on it. Man, they tweet. They tweet. Mr. King Draco said they 40, physically, mentally ageless. They said, these grown men is so cheering. They some teenage boys in the locker room. Pharaoh's Ghost said it was purposely done. I caught that. No. Mr. King Draco said, welcome back, Pharaoh's Ghost. Do you know Kalai, Ma'at, Amun Ra? Are you talking to Pharaoh or me? Because I know who Kalai is. Somebody speaking Hindu. I don't know Hindu, bro. That's not the right channel. Man, I put New Age and it just attracted everybody, didn't it? I don't know what that means, bro. My bad, PQ. I don't know what that means. Oh no, that's just like, that's an emoji face. Okay. I don't know what that means, my guy. I don't read or speak this. That's not Hindu. What is it? Arabic? Yeah, I don't know the Arabic. No. Jen said motherfuckers caught up in greed more often than not, or envy. It's truly sad. We should be coming together now more than ever. Yeah, people got mad. People just be mad. Like people were mad at me for having clout or for having like different connections or whatever, and they would like try to embarrass me on purpose, or they would go to other people and call them and lie to them about me and make the other people mad at me. And like, I know I'm not the only person going through it. So I can only speak from my own experience and just let that be known. Like, these spiritual streets ain't nothing nice. It's all love and light until you get caught up behind. Look, after that, I'm not going to say what happened. But after, it was a feminine who did it. After that female did that, listen, I'll tell you right now. I'm going to put this book down real quick. Hold up. I kid you not. I was in a different city at the time. And everybody in that city like know each other and stuff like that. So I was at the crib with my friends and stuff. I'm having flashbacks. Okay, so I seen this car pull up, and it looked like her car. I was like, oh hell no! I go outside. I didn't tell nobody nothing. Everybody who know me and be around me, they know I do not go outside without telling nobody nothing. If I'm going in the front yard, if I'm going in the backyard to go chill and meditate, that's fine. But if I'm going through the front door, I be telling folks, hey, I'm finna go out. So I see a car. And I think it's her. I said, oh yeah, she here. I went outside so fast. Then the car pulled up into the driveway next door to the other house. I was like, oh, that wasn't her. When I tell you I was ready, I'm like, not only did you lie to this person, try to get me uninvited from this event and try to cause all type of craziness and chaos within the situation, not believe that the coordinator of the event still invited me. I have to show you text messages for proof and all type of crazy stuff. You try so hard to mess with me. I was gonna throw him. Did you hold my crystals, bro? Hold up, real quick. Hold these. Hit. Look. I've done my shadow work. I still work with my shadow. Know what I'm saying? Okay. Ty Spiritual said, Peace Star C. What's good? What is good, Ty? Okay, I'm gonna read the. Oh, you sorry. Yeah, I know who that is. I know who Kalai is. I don't know him, and I've never had a conversation with him, but I'm aware of who he is. He does like super like scientific type stuff that I don't really like. The closest I can get to it is Schumann resonance. I don't know too much about like the techniques and stuff like that. I'm not going to utilize it in my everyday life. Like closest I'll get to some science stuff is some astrology and like what type of plant is that? What type of herb is that? Okay, we could do some measurements or something. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into the degrees of this and then I just that's just not me. That's not no. That's some masculine stuff. He does great work. That's just not me. Um, Mr. King Draco said maybe one day I will meet my spiritual brothers and sisters. It's bound to happen. It's not a might thing. It's just a matter of time, you know. With the weirdos interfering with the connections of the people of the community, they're being depleted. They're being removed. A lot of our discernment is growing, so we'll be able to maneuver around them easier. I'm gonna read this chapter. This is called Akashic Record Keeping in the Third Dimension. Okay, and this is something that we have to really grasp. It is not so much just, oh, I'm going to go astral traveling and I'm going to have a good time in the astrals. Yeah, we can have a good time. However, knowing about the Akashic Records, what they are, their purpose, and how to access them is what's very, very necessary right now in this point in time. Because they're trying to do that thing where every few decades, they try to wipe people's memories and try to make people forget things and try to make them like repeat cycles and repeat history and repeat patterns because people did not learn from their past mistakes. So we have to avoid that. Akashic record keeping in the third dimension. We're all familiar with storage data on all types of devices. Next level storage data takes us into what seems like unlimited space. In the astral realm, this is referred to as the Akashic records, as it's stored in the ethers and unconscious thought realm. In the third dimension, we have different inventions with different purposes. As we advance technologically, we get closer to how the higher realms operate and function. This requires divine authenticity and honesty. Our matrix life constantly battles perverted versions of duality. By balancing the true definition of divine balance and duality, we build a matrix life based on truth. Proper record keeping without doctored or nor falsely documented information increases the highest of vibrations. Honesty is love. In the third dimension, we have discovered Web3 technology and put it into use with blockchain distributed ledger technologies. In deep meditation, Ellie QBDG discovered Web 5 with holographic type usage. The astral realm uses third dimensional type image projection for what we call video chatting, mapping, or even gaming. Further meditation into these concepts causes our collective vibration to raise to a level of deep comprehension of the purpose of existence. So, I'm gonna pause right there, see what y'all read. Zen said, LMAO, we all have our preferences, past lives, bleach the soul of its memory. Yeah. Willie Evans said, they bring the hood out of you, huh? Listen. Yes. My ancestors like that. Like, if Oya is very important to me. So if you are familiar with Yoruba, Orisha, Santeria practices, and you know who Goddess Oya is, listen, Shango. Listen, Shango. Like, yeah. We keep the love and light, but if we need to bring the darkness out, we will. But okay, so with that being said, so the astral realm is really awesome. When you go into meditation, it's really fun and you can use your imagination to figure things out. However, it also depends on where you are in your physical body. So who said it earlier? I think it was Zen. Zen said it earlier, talking about like your health habits and what you eat and stuff like that, and how it affects your ascension. So with that being said, that is true. It can definitely affect your ascension depending on what you're eating. And so that's why water fasting is important. Like, I'll do a water fast. You know, I think I did 24 hours. I think I did 3 days. of a water fast before, and it takes you to an entirely different plane of existence. What I discovered recently, this was without fasting. What I discovered recently is, so y'all know how they're creating like holographic devices and stuff, right? So if you watch things like Hunger Games or Star Trek, any like sci-fi type of film where whatever it is, even in Super Mario Kart, they had the map that was holographic. Not Super Mario Kart, Super Mario Brothers, the new movie that just came out. They have the device, then it has whatever sort of web. So they'll have a map, or they'll have a video playing. They'll have a demonstration, a model that's holographic, right? We can do that in the astral realm. I just figured out how to do it with my avatar. So without a device, I was able to do it, and I had little devices that I could use, but I figured out how to do it with my own avatar in the astral realm. So I used it. I didn't use it to video call anybody, but I used it to look at some stuff. I think I was looking at a 3D model or something. So I was able to channel my energy to be able to bring up a holographic image with my hand, or whatever a hand is up there, but it appeared to be with my avatar, my hand. And I was focused on it, and I was like, okay, so I'm able to do this now. And there are people, I study finance, okay? Like, there's a reason I study finance and economics. There are people who are millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires who are inventing these things, who are in business with these things. On my website, I have a video of the guy talking about crystalline technology. He's talking about diamond discs. These third-dimensional objects are able to store data in multiple dimensions. The billionaires are already on this stuff, and they don't tell the everyday person. Yet, when we address things like New Age, we're seen as woo-woo and spiritual, and we don't know what we're talking about. We're in our heads, and we're airheads and stuff like that. Where billionaires are already on this stuff. They're making money with it. What I told one of my, I was on the phone with one of my siblings this past weekend, and like I said, I study finance. And so I just put the analogy like, you have to go into the evil villain's lair to see what they got going on. You gotta go into the evil villain's lair, bruh. Like, for one thing, look, supervillains have such a cool aesthetic. That's first of all. Second of all, you gotta know how to prepare for what's happening. You can't just think you're going to war. Like, they're my favorite spiritual people. Oh, we're going to go to war. We're going to go to war. Yeah, you can't go to war without knowing what your enemy got. Like, you ain't got no type of offense or defense, sir. What? You think an AK going to do something? You really think a Glock going to do something? Really? Come on now. We're smarter than that. We are. We know how to have mental artillery and spiritual artillery. Are we going to need physical artillery? Of course. For sure. We're definitely going to need physical artillery. I'm just saying, like, folks thinking that they could take on the government with some Glocks and some AKs and whatever sorts of other glizzies they got, like, they really think they're going to do something with it. They ain't going to do nothing. That's really not going to do anything. When you got billionaires talking about storage data on crystalline discs. Come on now. And they're invincible too. You can't break them. They're diamond discs. They're made to be indestructible. Mr. King Draco said, we're not supposed to repeat is the thing. We're not even supposed to experience unalive. Zen said, I'm tuned in with a Chosi. Okay, that's dope. Freethinker said, dang, that's tough. LOL, crystalline tech. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm going to get more into it when I finish reading. Mr. King Draco says, stealing ancient ideas. Yes, ancient technology, but it's not going to work. that's the thing. They, it's watered down. They're using it. They're using it for sure. It's just very, very watered down. So being able to use it to the fullest extent, only we can do that because we're the only ones who have the actual codes to do it. Like I said, like I'm doing it in the astral realm. So somebody like me, or somebody like y'all gets a hold of this technology, it's over with for them. That's why they be using it and they don't share it with the general public. Like even though I got it through some free information, they make sure that that type of information is not in a particular algorithm. I intentionally study things like finance and economics. They're not going to let a video like that go viral. The pages that I follow when it comes to that type of content, they be having, sometimes they'll have a lot of subscribers, but they views be 200 views, 1,000 views, 5,000 views, 100 views. And they're talking about this is how we shift the economy and make millions and billions and trillions of dollars. It's free information and they don't put it in the algorithm on purpose. I be finding it though. Zen said facts. These people have energy-based weapons. They not worried about no guns. Not at all. I'm telling you, not at all. Freethinker said they the ones gave us the Glocks. LOL. For real. Where can they be bought? So I don't know. I've been channeling the information on how to manifest the technology for all of us to be able to create it. So that's what I'm doing with the different things that I'm doing on my website and in my book. Like somebody can be able to tap in even deeper so that we can create it for ourselves. If not, like get the blueprints and get the actual, what's it called? The designs for how to do it ourselves, because I'm not saying that they're gonna do it wrong. I just feel like we could probably design it better so we can get how they're doing it or comprehend the way that they're doing it and then do it ourselves. I feel like we'll be able to do it better. But I got you though. I got you. Hold on. Zen said we need magicians and strategic strategists to go against them. I'm not gonna say too much. They already blipped with the live earlier. I'm not gonna say too much with that, but I see what you're saying. Mr. King Draco said, I had a Hebrew Israelite guy said he was going to use guns when so and so happens. This is what religion does. Guns can only do so much and can only protect you from so much. The Hebrew Israelites be getting me, bro. Like, they be thinking, like, there's not, like I said, Yasharallah, Israel, okay? I'm not against Hebrew Israelites. They just, a lot of them are really too cocky to realize, like, you gotta get into the occult, bro. You have to. Because you're reading the Bible. What do you think that is? You're manifesting. If you're speaking these scriptures out loud, you're manifesting the actions into your daily life. So if you're not going to channel that energy properly to create the actual like safeguards or weaponry necessary for these higher being entities, we're not talking about peoples, we're talking about higher being entities. Like I remember this one dude, he did a stream and he had a clip of this one, like it was fake, but it was a big demon looking creature, and it was like it was like kind of like lava looking, and it was like stomping on stuff. And I don't know what's up with my nose. What's going on with my nose? Do I need to download? I think something's coming through. I'm not hearing anything yet. I'm gonna finish telling the story though. So, they're telling me to get back to my book in a second. Y'all got some interesting comments tonight. Okay, so there was this video clip of this demon just crashing through stuff, and he was like, "Are y'all ready to see that? What would you do if you see that? Are you afraid?" I'm like, first of all, you never know if Buddy is on our side. He looks scary, but the angels in the Bible also look scary. So why are you coming at this topic fearfully? Like, you scared? If I see a creature like that, I be like, "Hey, cuz, what rep you said? And he talk about Lemurian. I'm like, all right, cuz, look, we over here, we at this base. You got somebody else with you? All right, where they at? All right, so you head over there, and you said where they at? Okay, y'all, come on. We finna go get the rest of them, cause buddy over here scaring the civilians. We don't need none of that. Okay, cool. We got our base is 2 miles back, bro. You're gonna have to book it because you too close to these people. They're not ready to see you. I don't know. Yes, I know they announced the aliens were real. I know this. They've announced it several times in the news. People don't care. They still scared. You just stepped on somebody, sir. Please go to our base. It's 2 miles back. Just follow that yellow car. Like, we gotta be on that type of time. We can't be scared with the civilians. What that look like? Okay, before I get to y'all's comments, y'all, come on, stop. Y'all are great. Okay. By comprehending the purpose of our existence, which is experiencing the existence itself, we are better able to assist others in their journeys. Perfection is not a requirement, though we strive for it within ourselves. We do the absolute best to improve our art, skills, and abilities to fully serve the divine collective and align with our assignment in the divine mission. This is how we clear ancestral and karmic debt from our lineage and past lives. This may seem like a lot, but is rather simple. Vibrating at a frequency of wealth and abundance allows unlimited information to attract to your existence. The divine then implements realistic, actionable steps to implement this information into your daily life. You can call it magic. It's all divine flow. And so, with that being said, with all of us being in divine flow for real, and we're accessing this information like crystalline technology. Okay, so bro, hey, you don't want to know where to find it? I got the video on my page. Okay, look for the post called Akashic Record Keeping in the Third Dimension. Okay, there's a guy. Okay, he also wrote a book called Millennial Samurai. So you can also look up the book Millennial Samurai. That's the guy. He puts the information about the crystalline technology in the book. Okay? I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to trigger anything. But the book is called Millennial Samurai. Okay? I got his video on my website. It's on my forum. You can look at it for free. It's called Akashic Record Keeping in the Third Dimension. Okay. So, Freethinker said, but yo, what are we going to be buying LE in a dying system? Nothing. Like the dying system, currency is still a thing. But when the actual system is dead, ain't nobody buying nothing. We all growing our own food at that point. Free water. Because they poison the water on purpose. So we already know this though. But yeah, by that time comes, enough people will be on the right wave of existing and doing the right things. Mr. King Draco said, no offense to you though, LD, I respect what you do. What'd you say before? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Zen said, can we talk about it in private, LD? I know YouTube act like wussies when it comes to the truth. Talk about what? What did you say earlier? Oh, yeah, send me a message on Instagram or you could email me. Because King Draco said manifesting a lot of BS. They're ignorant. They don't know. Zen said words are spells. Big facts. I'm telling you, it's real funny, Draco. It's real funny. Pharaoh's Ghost said physical and verbal ammunition, best of both realms. Period. Because like even if there was an evil entity that was like a big demon looking thing, it would be like, okay, if we need to banish you, all I gotta say is I banish you, and then that's it. Like I don't need no pew pew pew. Like I don't need that. I just look at them, they get scared. Like that's the thing. If people not fighting demons on a regular basis the way that a lot of us are doing already, then they're gonna be afraid of stuff like that. Like even when they made the UFOs announcement the other day, like it put some people actually were in fear. It's like that's because you're not fighting demons actively. Like when they say things like generational curse breakers, what do you think that means? We're not just breaking curses because we want to do something. Like, no, this stuff's hard. What makes life hard? Demons and low vibrational entities. Yo, we got all the bros in the chat today. What's good, Sage? Oh, hold on. Zen said, facts. I'm God. The fuck I have to fear. The could that could look like a giant cockroach for all I care. I treat them like normal people. We created you. Period. I'll look into it. Thanks for the information, Ellie. Always looking out. Always, always. King Sage say unity and abundance. Unity and abundance. What's good? What's good? But yeah, I'll slide that in again, you guys. I'll slide it in again. If you want to know more about what these guys are doing, they're actively doing it right now. It's called Diamond Discs. It's called Crystalline Technology, okay? Look up the book, Millennial Samurai. The author of the book is actively speaking out about this. So just follow what he's doing. He'll lead you to where the technology is being built and constructed at. You didn't hear from me, though. You did not hear from me. Mr. King Draco said, I got attacked multiple times in my travels from humanoid chickens, rabbit bunnies, crazy knife dueling, female entity. Ooh.
Female entity is so beautiful.
Well, he wasn't talking about a good one. He was talking about a low vibrational one because he was getting attacked by it. My son said the female entity is so beautiful. He talking about me. And the other divine feminines that I surround myself with. Like the feminines I talk to, that's not good. But that's real though. I do myself have to deal with low vibrating feminine entities. They're more personified actual people, and they have whatever type of energy entity attachments with them. Yeah, that sounds wild. The bunnies thing is like what's her name? Is her name Ishtar, where Easter came from? So that sounds about right. The humanoid chickens is wild. But yeah, y'all, we've been on here for a good minute. Okay, once again, I greatly appreciate Pharaoh's Ghost for the $9.99 donation. And like, I really appreciate y'all coming through. And I really do appreciate your message as well, saying like, you see us all on a stream one day. I see us all on stage one day. I ain't finna be doing this internet stuff for too much longer. I'm filming a movie soon. It's not about spirituality. It's about real estate. But we, like, us having our land, that's why I push real estate so heavily. Like, even though I know a lot of people don't like to pay for the land and talk about paying for taxes and stuff like that. Like, a lot of y'all be coming to me with different solutions for that. I already know a lot of solutions. I know how to do business in a way to where you do not have to pay taxes on land and property. It's about getting to that point and actually being in the groove of putting in some work. And a lot of our people are just not at the stage of putting in work properly. I don't know what that's about, but it is what it is. But having our land, growing our food, and homeschooling our children and teaching them the exact same things that we are doing in whatever practices we are in, that's what's most important. And so us all as a collective sharing our messages with the masses, or the masses of those who are spiritual, I do see that happening. Absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate the positivity of you sharing that. Yo, what? Yo, Draco said, yeah, it was wild. They were as tall as humans, and they were cannibal bunnies. What? I had to get out of that travel quick. I was lucid. Had red eyes. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yo, that's...
Does that mean it's a killer bunny?
Yeah, it was a killer bunny. That is wild. Yeah, that's some stuff right there. That's some stuff. I ain't had to deal with that. Like, mine are like, if you know who it is, if it's a person doing that, then, you know, you would have to figure that out. But most of my attacks are from people directly. Like, I be knowing exactly who attacking me. I be seeing their face, and then I see their spiritual body, and then I just be like, you big dummy, why would you come into my shit like this? They be think like some of them, they be masking themselves and they be thinking that I don't know it's them. I'm like, I know it's you. I know it's you. Why you think you could come into my space like this? Then I just have to shift energy and stuff, and then unfortunately it's a lot of our people. It's a lot of us. It don't be the negative entities that I'm trying to fight. It don't be them. It be people who are jealous of me because I have clout, when that's not even what spirituality is about. No, period. I got bars. They got mad because I got clout. That's not even what spirituality is about. Okay. Pharaoh's ghost said, continue to be infinite empress. You as well, Pharaoh. Freethinker said, scrolls. No, for real. Alright, y'all. I will see you in the next one. Shalom, Rainicorns. Peace. Hold up. Bro said spirituality is the new clout in the conscious community, though. LOL. No, it's weird. Such a shame on them for attacking you, divine sister. Peace. They'll get theirs. It's all good. They already getting theirs. I seen it. But yeah, they go.